Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of 63 Moons Technologies Limited, I'd like to welcome you all to today's media briefing. On the dais today, we have Mr. Jignesh Shah, Chairman Emeritus, 63 Moons Technologies Limited. To his left, we have Mr. Venkatchari, Chairman, 63 Moons Technologies. And to his right, we have Mr. Suresh Salvi, Non-Executive Director, 63 Moons Technologies. May I now invite Mr. Jignesh Shah to please address the gathering.
Thanks, friend. This has been occasion after a big gap of 3 to 4 years. I think on the 13th, the cloud of information to today, a lot of clarity has come to all of you. I also want to say that I have never come to media during this thing where I was personally have the most challenging time of the life. So why today? Today I'm standing as a mentor for all the staff and the founder of FT. I stand as a moral responsibility to share the more often macro level and the philosophical than the episode by itself, and basically on the facts. So permit me on that. Second thing, I wanted to just put a small disclaimer that because of the NSEL, majority cases are on a sub judice mode. So I may not be able to go in this, what I am going to share with you, also in the question and answer in a micro detail of the same, and you will be accommodating that. So that's a second thing. The high respect for judiciary, regulatory and the agencies. That has been always be the case. It's not mere words. Judiciary, you have been saying that. That's why otherwise we would have made several, would have come and discussed with you people when direct attacks were made on me personally. Agencies, I wanted to say that I am the only one, and it's just to show the compliance. Not a single summon has been ducked by any agency ever. Full cooperation has been extended, and since last 4 years, I've been here available 24/7, including Sunday, whenever it has been called, whether I got a raw deal or otherwise. And I continue to believe the same. And same is the case with the regulatory. 7 except this kind of on the regulatory side, despite this, the order what has come, what I wanted to share is that we, just before some few days when 31st, the 4th year got over, we were the people, that is the NSEL, and I'm a mentor for the case, clearly stated that let SEBI solve it. So the belief in institutional framework is very high, but at the same time, individuals, what we have discovered over 4-year pattern and the years before, certain people, individuals, are having their huge loyalty even today to their political masters of UPA 2. They still act as per their wish. And I think that of course will be unfolded, but that is where the whole difference is. So barring that, a complete compliance in totality with the 3 frameworks, and of course media, you are the 4th pillar, and you have all the rights to right scrutiny. At the same time, you will have obligation to bring truth out. Take the order which has come yesterday. I will go by simple the facts of that. If you analyze the order on the 13 people, and the whole thing is what? Jignesh Shah, you have attacked, targeted, you done everything possible on him. I am standing and I am giving answers and will stand tall. Now, what has happened to collapse institution? Now the extended family and the family members have been attacked. Individuals are attacked. And that is where I felt that I should really reach out to you. And this is what it is. Take up the order of yesterday. The heart of it is unpublished price sensitive information. Okay. May I request to distribute that Economic Times cover, whatever was papers what we have. If all have papers, just refer to it. Mr. Rituraj Tiwari, ET Bureau, 2nd October 2012. Okay, it's very clearly, it was a notice, show cause notice sent to NSEL, which was at the center point of the notice that it was an unpublished price sensitive information. I need not to all of you to say that what Economic Times is. A complete detailed paper, complete details have been covered on this show cause notice, which all of you have the copy. Second, the e-paper, which always allows a flexibility to cover it in detail. It has had at least 3 paragraphs by NSEL in describing everything, and there is a picture which says everything is there. Again, it has been on the e-paper section of Economic Times. Okay. Then thereafter, then came on the 3rd October, on the very same, NSEL as an exchange. NSEL as an exchange published this, sending circular to all its members and put it on a website. That show cause notice has been served, government, it has been answered, everything. That was the case. Then, I think this may be known to you few all or otherwise. A question in Parliament on 3/12/2012 is been asked and it has been replied. I want you to focus on the line called ABC. A show cause notice was issued to NSEL. It is reply to the answer. Whether any regulatory actions been contemplated to curb illegal activity, etc. See, the questions is there, but I am reading the reply which you should follow. Read. A show cause notice was issued to NSEL. This is the answer by government on House of Parliament, Rajya Sabha. A show cause notice was issued to NSEL for non-compliance of the stipulated conditions of the notice dated 5/6/2000, notification dated 5/6/2007. The notification was granted. NSEL has submitted reply to the notice and the same is under examination of the government. So show cause notice, Eco Times e-paper, Parliament. After that, a PTI carried, the best known wire agency of the country, which is on 4th of October, and it covers the same thing what was mentioned in Parliament. Now, if this is unpublished, then what is published? I really then don't know. If this is considered unpublished, then what is a published? So, and if you see the majority of, maximum of them, the sales have happened post this. So, it was not that it was unpublished price sensitive information which has been done. Second, which appeals merit, is that when this is known to the world at large and people have sold shares or bought shares, either of which, okay, in a full pre-compliance and post-compliance. Otherwise now it is very clearly becoming that no employee or no promoter or promoter's relatives can ever bought and sold shares. This is very clear. After that, if some people buy and sell the shares, and if they follow the full compliance pre and post, and then you can say that no, it was you were knowing it, and it was unpublished, something is to be really seen about it, and you people have to judge by yourself. Third, on the very same, I think logic says that some of the person who was holding 12 lakh shares, I think Bharat said, one of the person, one has sold 6,000. If I am to act, and you all cover markets, I know you have a absolutely finest grip more than the domain player. If I want to book any money and I want to book, whether I will sell the full basket or I will sell percentage of it. And if at all the show cause notice, and this will be a very absolutely eye opener, you know it, but in the context you will understand. If show cause notice was this sensitive or unpublished and it was so devastating, and then an exchange gets show cause notice, they reply, all that is, anybody you cover exchange also, you ask any exchange professional. It is part and parcel of exchange operations. Now it was that even till date, when we are standing after the whole journey of this, no order has been passed on this show cause notice. No order, means it is not adjudicated. Notification has been withdrawn. show cause notice without adjudicating of the show cause notice. So my submission or a fact what I wanted to say, that A, it was not unpublished, B, everybody acted, people can sell or buy as per their need or for their view on the future, and if they followed pre and post compliance, and if you see the quantity of what they've sold or bought, if at all, there is an answer to it. So I'm saying, are we then saying that employees can't sell? So in a hindsight, every decision of life will look right or wrong, but you can't fix it people like this. And if this is be done like this, my input is that as a system, we have to take a call. Then it's like no one is safe. You are safe till you are not targeted. A, I've shown you it was not unpublished. B, I told you order was as on date is not adjudicated, or it is no show cause notice as on date is not adjudicated, is not passed an order on it. Third, people have followed full pre and post compliance. Pre and post compliance are fully followed. And if anybody wanted to feel which company shares, like one of the persons has been hit for MCXL, I'm saying, and he is holding FT also, I think Paras Ajmera. Which company will get hit first? As in 99%, and nobody was knowing that it will result into this. Even till last February 11, 2013, if anything wrong would have been there, and people here are very experienced faces, I know. Before a FM come for inauguration of an exchange which is coming after 13 years, they validate everything from the regulator. Every agency gives an clearance. If anyone of any wrong would have been noticed by him or others, in the sense ministry or us, would have anybody dared to inaugurate the exchange? That is said that right 4 you were knowing that this is going to bust. Wrong. Absolutely wrong. Coming back to the track on the previous. So I'm saying, when they sold, if compliance have been followed, their employee, direct correlation is with FT and not with MCX. And you say that you sold MCX, so you are guilty. You sold FT, so you are guilty. While you have in FT, you increase your holding, but MCX you sold, so you are fixed. And any natural thing that you will sell full. Now, I told you the example of Mr. Seth, that 12 lakh share he holds, and 6,000 shares and his name is figuring. Then in that case, all 27. And why not 27? Everybody who sold after October. I'm saying it's not the case. Please apply a very simple mind. We need not to be lawyer. And if this is so, any event in any company can be fixed. There is a pattern which we have seen, okay, who are in the seat where they have to do justice. And certain pattern we have seen, and that patterns I wanted to discuss. It is not for the first time we have faced this kind of an unprecedented order, and timing of that is very crucial. Okay, and we feel that this needs to be investigated. Okay. Timing is as follows. I was thinking of asking Memo to speak, but let me continue. Timing wise, I believe and all this, as I've said, that 3 cases I would like to highlight. A, this yesterday's order, what has come. Okay. Second was, this was, and I believe the member, the whole time member, again I said, regulatory, the respect for SEBI is that we are saying as an NSEL, please solve and settle the crisis. We want to walk in as a regulated entity. We want, and is this a first time crisis happen in the market? We believe that you're a regulator or not, it's a market crisis. If the larger good is to help people to recover money, after 4 years you have seen everything. I need not to really burden you with all the things what we have put in advertisement. But I'm saying market crisis, and you all are aware since last 10-15 years, whether crisis has not happened in the market, NSDL, Kolkata Stock Exchange, UTI, tick plantation, SEBI suo moto, at least in here, 6 August notification, if you see 6th August 2013, it was an army power given to FMC. And then FMC merged with SEBI. We ourselves are asking SEBI to do this, and it's not just hollow word. We have put a petition also in the court that please do it. It was fully given to SEBI, FMC, and FMC could have. And SEBI has demonstrated they have suo moto solved the tickwood plantation in 90s. Few of you must be covering markets at that time also. So it's not for the first time, but intention was not to solve the crisis. intention was to eliminate the group from the competition of a monopoly exchange. We are here. Second, one example which I told you, and then I will say what is the pattern. Second, this is the last month of the term of member. Second, we faced this somewhere in 2014, when unprecedented merger order of a forced merger of private companies were done. That order was a pass. This is in 65-year history of our country. Such merger order has not been passed of forced merger of two private companies without adjudication by executive order. This of course need a severity of that nature, and it requires application of the mind with a backdrop that this merger once was rejected by Ministry of Company Affairs, and anybody who can pass this merger order is MCA. What happens? On a Friday, FMC recommends letter to DEA, not MCA. When it recommends, FMC doesn't have any locus standi, because FMC is a designated agency. That gazette notification has been withdrawn. So FMC do not have any locus standi to do this. If they have disowned that we are not regulators, so I am mentioning. I am saying even if it is not mentioned as a market expert body, which DCA has done in his affidavit, FMC was a regulator right from 2007 to 2013. So I am saying, or 14, when the whole army power was given, a very high level power was given by gazette notification. I am coming back to FMC rights. I am showing their conduct and where they have power, they have not done. They do everything where they do not have power. They write to DCA, Mr. KP Krishnan pass in merger order. I am referring the name Mr. Dr. KP Krishnan. Pass this merger order on Monday. Recommend this merger order to pass to ministry, but as in capacity of as an additional secretary capital and commodity market, on Monday, which is the last day of his term as additional secretary capital market, he passed this order in just one day without verifying genuinity of 13,000, without verifying anything else. He just recommend this to merger on a last day. He can as a power, but I am saying see the severity of it. And this has happened. Again, the judicial process is going on that, but this is a second experience. And again, as I said, that FMC chairman, when it was a crisis, when there is a fire, you will go and douse the fire, or you will go in a technicality. This is a third experience. And there is common thing between all of them is that it seems, based on the information and apparently processing the things, is that it seems they are very closely working with Mr. P. Chidambaram. There should be an investigation whether they have done on behest of him. This is the pattern which has emerged consistently on this. And I seriously feel that this needs an investigation. That why so? And when you analyze further, it is only because FT and FT group was definitely competing very strongly. We are not running away from any judicial forum. We are not running away from any agency. And this is the last order, which is now started attacking individuals and the family member and extended family members as employee. If this happens, I said, it's a serious thing which society and the system as a whole should think. Otherwise, no one is safe in that sense till you are not attacked. And I told you the pattern. Half a minute I'll take more. My father and brother has also been asked in this. One has sold 10,000 shares out of 85,000 shares of his, and one has sold some 15,000 or 10,000 out of 50,000 and 15,000 out of 75,000 of FT. If at all Jignesh Shah, and the put is that your relation to Jignesh Shah, so you sold. If that is the case, Jignesh Shah holds 45% of the company, nearly 2 crore share of FT, not a one single share has been sold. Person himself is holding 50,000 and 75,000 shares. Why? If at all that is the case, they will sell the full. It's a human simple logic. But if you decided to attack, you will attack any which way. And again I said, SEBI as an institute, I have full faith. I seriously feel that chairman at his level, when they will get but the hardship what they will feel will be a difference. And all the orders since last many years has been fantastic. But this has a special mention that this is on this line. I told you the pattern in the last month, on a last day, and the last third as I saw, that when the crisis of 2013 and on 6th August, when full power was given to FMC, and please refer, I will not burden you now with to read that, 6th August 2013, if you see the notification which government has given and told FMC that you are responsible to solve and settle crisis, you will solve, and they were more interested in declaring FTIL group as not fit and proper than solving the crisis. When you have full power, if you recall, the whole thing was what? We don't have power. I remind you that even in NSDL case, NSDL was set up by Depository Act, but SEBI rise to the occasion. In the tick plantation, SEBI rise to the occasion. On the NSEL LBM, SEBI rise to the occasion. Why FMC couldn't rise? And what happened then? In E-series also was the case. When things went into court, Mr. Wazibdar, Division Bench of Bombay High Court ruled that you have to solve and settle. That's how E-series was settled. If similar interest was taken then, even this crisis would have been settled and solved. But interest was not to solve, but to eliminate group from the competition. That's the interest. And how many people were there? 40,000. In NSDL case, SEBI went after 107 entities. How many people were otherwise FMC could have gone to? Only 7 defaulters were holding 85% of the exposure. They all agreed on 4th of August meeting in Trident Hotel, and video clippings are there on that. FMC chairman came out, all brokers came out, they all said it is settled. All defaulters came and said we'll do. But when they realized subsequently that this is the case, and see the complication what it is today, nobody has got a solution. Why? Because the entity which has to act has not acted and went into too much of technicality than otherwise solving crisis. But 6th August notification was an omnibus power to it, but not happen. Anyway, these are the things. My point now with in closing is that, and one more, on the crisis when it got solved, Mr. P. Chidambaram said that it was an illegal entity, it was an unregulated entity, traded illegal from day one. We were invited by Prime Minister, FMC was a coordinating agency, then become designated agency, and then traded 1,000 plus settlement. And I'm not saying nothing as wrong has happened. Yes, but it was not a crisis which was happening for the first time, not just in India, but across the world. But it approach should have been to solve. Why the same treatment was not given in solution? And Mr. Chidambaram said that it's an illegal, it's an unregulated entity and traded illegal from day one. Will Prime Minister will allow illegal entity? And if that's so, illegal forward contract, if anybody trades, had FMC has issued notice to 13,000 people if it was illegal. In short and sweet, I just put that this is a reality. The advertisement issued by NSEL before few days highlights everything. Not a single money trail to us. Full money trail to defaulter. Defaulter are purposely complicating and escaping through judicial things. All genuine people are suffering. Solution is there, but solution is not to be adopted. After making us exit from all the exchange venture and safeguarding the monopoly, monopoly is not enjoying the same thing again, but safeguarding the monopoly, whether it is achieved. To discuss these things, I am saying that from you all, I seriously feel, and with the consent of Mr. Chari, that we have discussed it just before coming. If this is the case, I invite a public debate in front of media from Mr. P. Chidambaram, K.P. Krishnan and Ramesh Abhishek. If that is, and this is a specialized thing, and if you have not done wrong, please come forward. We are ready to do a public debate in front of media to Mr. P. Chidambaram, Mr. Ramesh Abhishek and K.P. Krishnan on this question. There are many serious questions, but one question I'll say. When you had the power, Mr. Abhishek, on 6th August 2013 to solve and settle crisis, why you went into complex definition of supervisory and all? What was important for a regulator to solve? And I quote too, when currency derivative problem, see the behavior of RBI, see the behavior of SEBI in NSDL case, and see the behavior of SEBI in tick plantation case in end of last fig of 90. Here you were to just focus, and all defaulter came to you on 4th August and said that they want to pay. SEBI, FMC would have just as a civil court passed the order, things would have been by now settled. This is it. We seriously feel that crisis has a solution if there is a target for the settlement. But target was not a settlement, target was something else. With this I will close. I just want to clarify one more time that I have come here, I have not approached you before, which I seriously feel that small people with low tenacity, and it is, I could have withstand this. I wish that what is happening to them, so to dispose my, or what you can say, out of sheer moral responsibility, I feel that I must reach out to you and share this fact on the order, the undisclosed or unpublished. I really don't know then what is a published and other things. I will end here.
We are meeting today to discuss what exactly will be our response to the order that has been passed yesterday. Now, I'm sure all of you know, over the last several years, the history of FTIL, a technology company, a financial technology company, which promoted 10 exchanges, 5 in the country and 5 abroad. MCX became the number 2 exchange in the world, 2 and 3, after Chicago and Zhanghu in China. MCX achieved a volume of trading of 1,20,000 crores in 2013, I think in the month of June or July 2013, that's right. And it is already the number 1 exchange. It continues to be the number 1 exchange in India today, in spite of all that has happened in the last 4 years, ever since this NSEL crisis broke out. Even today, even though the volume has gone down, MCX still continues to be the number 1 commodity exchange, the only listed exchange in the entire country. IEX, the Indian Energy Exchange, is another company which has a 92% market share. Even today, I was the chairman of that company for 6-7 years. So FTIL has promoted exchanges of that type in India and abroad. An exchange in Singapore, an exchange in Dubai, an exchange in Mauritius, an exchange in Bahrain, an exchange in Botswana. And within the country, MCX, IEX, MCX-SX, the NBHC was also promoted. Now that is the track record of FTIL, and in the process, in a study made by the Tata Institute of Social Sciences, a prestigious institution in the country, 1 million jobs were created by FTIL and its subsidiaries in the last, from 2003 onwards. I wanted Mahmood White to speak first because he is one of the 13 affected persons in yesterday's order. And I wanted him to tell his personal experience to you.
Thank you, sir.
Mohammed Waid is the Senior Vice President of FTIL.
Thank you, sir. Excuse me if I fumble in my words because I'm still traumatized with what has happened with me day before yesterday. I get an order from SEBI through their social media. People get to tell me that this is happening. My bank account is frozen. My demat accounts are frozen. I am reduced to a beggar despite paying millions in income tax for so many years, without giving me an opportunity, or as they call it as law of natural justice, where I'm given an opportunity. I'm fine with SEBI doing any investigation. Give me an opportunity to put this money aside in the escrow account. I would do it willingly. The order that they have passed is I can't touch that money. I cannot sell any of my assets, and they still want me to arrange 22.5 lakh of rupees in the escrow account. How do I do that? I mean, it's like telling me, stopping my oxygen and then telling me to take a deep breath. I just can't do that. I am running pillar to post, and because of this reputation tarnish that has happened through this action, people are refusing to lend me also. If I go to the bank, my EMIs are going to bounce, my personal loan EMI, my housing loan EMI, they are going to be bounced. Unfortunately, when I go to the legal recourse, I do not have money even to pay for the legal fees. I have to request people to lend me money to run my day-to-day expenses. I'm worried about my kids' education fees which has to be paid. I mean, I am a person of a stature. I agree that there is an economic imbalance in the country, but then I have some status which I have to maintain, and for that I have to pay some money. I have been stopped from that. My kids are questioning me, Papa, are we going to continue in this house or not? They have worried that are we being thrown out of the house? I understand that is not the case, but the way it has been projected, I think there is case-to-case basis, it has to be looked upon. They have my PAN number, they have all the details. They would have always asked me to keep this money aside without touching it. As a law-abiding citizen, I would have done it willingly. In fact, I would do it what they have asked. Running pillar to post is fine, but I will do something. But this is not the way to handle. They are alleging all these things to me on a show cause notice, which is issued in April 2012, while I joined the company in September 2012. So it's a 4 months interval after the show cause notice was given. And in the hierarchy, I'm at the 5th row from managing director when I joined the company. And it has been assumed in one statement of that notice that I'm insider. I'm fine. If I'm proved guilty, please take away everything that is taken out of this. But it was an ESOP shares that I have sold. The shares are not into trading. And as a matter of practice, I do not hold a lot of shares. So the moment the window got opened, I just sold it. So for my cash management, that's it. And then I have never bought these shares. And forget that shares, I have not bought any other shares. That's the pattern. I'm sure the intelligence at the SEBI says this. But I have a feeling that it is not only this investigation that has come on me. Probably I also feel the grand institution like SEBI is being managed by somebody for some malified intention, and I am caught in the crossfiring. But it is getting too much. I mean, I sometimes fear that by speaking this, probably I may be targeted again for something else, and I'm too small a fish. Probably nobody will know also when I vanish from the earth. But I'm worried, and I'm thankful to my management to stand by me and give me an opportunity to speak to somebody. Maybe this is the last time I'm addressing somebody, but I'm thankful to them for at least giving me this platform.